Hi, this is Dave Almy of ADC Partners. I guess you could call this episode's guest, Alan Ledford, a baseball guy. He's been working in the game for 30 years, beginning as an intern for the Oakland A's in 1983 and rising all the way to the role of VP of Operations. Following that, Ledford helped launch multiple minor league baseball teams, most notably the Sacramento River Cats and the El Paso Chihuahuas, two of the most successful minor league franchises in baseball. So yeah, a baseball guy. So it's no surprise then that the president of MountainStar Sports Group has some thoughts on the state of baseball and whether it can endure in today's high-speed, short attention span culture. Okay. All right. Now, you started with the A's in 1982, right? Correct?
Correct.
All right. So that's it's a long time in baseball. And in that time, there has been a lot of ink spilled about the demise of baseball. Right, the sport is dying. It's not relevant anymore. Doesn't resonate with younger people. I mean, I even went back and looked. I mean, there have been articles since the 20s about why baseball is about to die. I mean, what's your perspective on this? Why will baseball endure? And are changes required? Does the sport need to make changes to increase its relevancy?
Yes and yes. Baseball is absolutely going to endure, and I'll touch on that in a second. But like with anything, change is key. You have to evolve, you have to adjust accordingly. And one of the reasons that baseball is in the situation that they're in, i.e., that there are as many challenges, is because I think we've been slower to change than we should have. And that's natural for an institution that's more than a century old, that has had amazing success, that is attached to the fabric of this country, and appropriately so.
Mm-hmm.
A good friend of mine, a former colleague, comments often that our strengths are our weaknesses, and that fabric and the place that baseball plays in this country has been a huge strength and part of its success. But the makeup of the country is changing. They're evolving. The expectations are changing. The level of competition is changing, and we've got to change. And that specifically goes to attracting younger fans. And that's not a perceptive insight on my part, obviously. That's something that baseball has been talking about for some time. And that is absolutely key. And part of doing that is changing the way the game is played, and by that I mean changing some rules.
Mm-hmm.
See that happening now. We're experimenting with a number of rule changes at the minor league level that will eventually, probably sooner than later, land at the major league level. From all these things have been talked about, from pitch clocks. Games are too damn long, and I don't care how old you are, but I think everybody would agree with that. They want to move things along. They want to create more action. But at the same time, that's back to our strengths or our weaknesses. One of the strengths of baseball is there's so much strategy that is part of the game. There are so many things going on simultaneously, and it's one of the real appeals.
Intricate.
It is probably more intricate than most any other sport, at least from the perception of the average fan. But at the same time, that might contribute to its slowness.
Mm-hmm. But you feel strongly it's going to endure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you see the money that's been being invested by some very smart people, including television networks, including the largest digital companies in the world, in the sport. People want to be entertained. Baseball will always have a significant place to play. And I for one, hope that it's playing one of the primary roles in filling that need on a going forward basis.